What's up YouTube, it's Payne's Comics, back again with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about some of the comics that I've read and a few that I've picked up recently. Quite a lot of the comics that I've brought since my last video I've already put away in boxes and everything. So I'm not going to go through all those because the stack would be like this. So I'm just going to show you a few that I think are quite interesting, or in the case of one or two, not so interesting. Okay, first up we have Batman and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is issue 3 and this is issue number 4. I really like this series. I didn't think that I'd like it as much as I did. I brought the first one, giving it a chance, because I always like to give number ones a chance whenever I can, especially if it looks semi-interesting to me. I used to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as a kid. The new movies suck. I like the old ones when I was a child. Don't think they would be that good nowadays, especially with the Vanilla Ice rap in the middle of one of the films. But on to the story. Now in this comic they use a diverse range of Batman characters. They even mention some Justice League members, but so far we haven't seen them yet. Issue number 3 carries on from where issue number 2 left off really. Turtles have gone to the Batcave after Batman's help. And of course it's Batman and the Ninja Turtles, so obviously he's there to help them. I don't want to give too much away, but in issue 3 Shredder's teamed up with the Penguin like he is in issue 2, but then he breaks away from him. And then in issue number 4 he teams up with a different villain from Batman's Rogue Gallery. This story is really just fantastic. It surpassed my expectations. Especially in issue number 3 there are quite a few pages that I'd love to own the original art from. Freddie E. Williams too does some absolutely amazing art in this series, particularly issue number 3. Definite splash page that I'd love to get my hands on. Up next we have Drive, issue number 3, this is from IDW. It's based on the book. I don't know if you've seen the movie with Ryan Gosling. I'm sure it's on Netflix. It's an absolutely brilliant movie which made me want to get this series. It's a 4-part mini-series, and issue 4 I believe is out this Wednesday. This issue is probably one of the weaker ones of the series though. It's very good, but it's a very short read, but it does have quite a big twist in the end that you probably wouldn't have seen if you'd seen the movie, but you probably see coming if you've read the original book. Next up we have Deadpool number 1. This is a reprint of New Mutants 98. After reading the story, I honestly couldn't care less if I own the original. It's not a very good story. Deadpool isn't quite like he is now. This book in no shape or form wanted to make me read the New Mutants run or the X Factor one after that. It's not a very good story. As you guys know, I absolutely love the art in Descender from Image Comics, and this cover is done by the artist who does that series, Dustin Nguyen. It's a beautiful Batman v Superman cover, and this is on Batman Beyond number 10. Here we have Hero Comics 2012. I knew about this cover for quite a while. It's the J. Scott Campbell cover, but I saw an AG Surfer video in which he also showed off these two comics here. Hero 2011, cover by Adam Hughes, and Heroes Comics 2011, cover by J. Scott Campbell. I didn't know about this one in particular, so I was very happy when I saw it in his video and immediately went out and hunted it down. Unfortunately, this cover has quite a few spine creases and a huge bend up at the top that goes the whole way through the book. It's not colour breaking, but those all advertised as near mint. This one clearly isn't. Altogether, these books cost me £4. I told the seller I wasn't happy about this one. He offered to give me a £2 refund. I was happy with one, because £2 for each of these books is a very good deal. Next up we have this awesome variant cover by Sierra Leone. This is Rocket and Groot number 3. This is a 1 in 25 variant, and I was able to pick this up for just £1 over the cover price. $3.75 for a 1 in 25 variant is an absolute bargain, especially when it's as beautiful cover as this. It's not a very comic booky cover, but it is a beautiful book nonetheless, and I want to thank Marty from Comic Book Fanatics for getting me onto Sierra Leone's work. She does amazing work, and I recommend you go look at all her other covers. Here we have Huck, issue number 4, written by Mark Miller. It's an absolute great story. The first 3 issues were a really fun, light-hearted read, and they were an absolute joy to get through. However, issue number 4 takes a very big twist at the end of this comic. I was very surprised with what happened, and honestly I have no idea where this series is going. It feels like it's going to take on a completely different tone altogether, but I'm definitely excited to see what happens. Here we have Snowfall number 1 by Image Comics. I'll save you some time, don't buy this, unless you're the sort of person that buys every Image number 1, just for the sake of having them. Personally, I found this story very, very, very boring. I couldn't get into it at all. It seemed like the whole time he was trying to push down the face that corporations are bad, they're taking over the world, and we need to sort out climate change. You'll get it, but you don't need to make a comic about it, especially one that's not very good. Here we have Platona, issue number 4. This is an absolutely fantastic series. A bunch of kids find a dead superhero in the woods and they struggle to find what to do with it. Should they tell someone? Should they post it on the internet, get famous? What would all the bad guys do if they knew that Platona was dead? Lots of very good questions. Looking at the art, you'd think this is very kid friendly, but it is definitely not. There are quite a few adult themes in this comic. Not sex and drugs and all that stuff, but this is definitely something I wouldn't get your kids to read. And like I said, the art is amazing, the colour palette is beautiful, whoever the colourist is on this does a brilliant job, especially on the colours. There is also a backstory at the end of each issue, and this tells the story of how she died, and I can't wait to see what happens in the conclusion of issue number 5. The backstory themselves are brilliant, and you can go through and read all of those before you read the main comic if you want as a prequel. Once again, I highly recommend this series. The last series I'm going to show off, this is a trade paperback from Black Mask. As you guys know, I absolutely love Black Mask, and I love reading anything that they push out. There's a couple of issues that I don't like, such as Transference. It's not my cup of tea. This is another one that I didn't think would be my cup of tea, but it absolutely is. The art in this is insane, but it did take me a while to get used to it. At first I wasn't sure where I was supposed to be looking, what was what. The art is literally off the wall, it is bananas. It's not like anything I've seen before. It looks like it was done while someone was on speed. And then the colourist did this comic while on ecstasy. It is absolutely crazy. If you look at the colours on the front cover, you will not be surprised with what's on the inside. Now, it took me a while to get into the comic just because of the art, because it's completely different to anything I've ever seen. But halfway through the first issue, I was accustomed to the art, I flicked back to the beginning, and after that it seemed normal to me. What I'd suggest, if you're reading this comic, just give it a chance, at least read the first issue. After that, I'm sure you'll be as hooked as I was. The story itself is pretty far out, but not as crazy as the art. I highly recommend to anyone to pick up this book. You can get this as a trade paperback for quite cheap. Going after the single issues would be a bit more expensive, but you can probably still find them out there if you're lucky. These 3 comics here are some of my favourites that I'm currently reading at the moment, and I definitely think you should check these out. Right, that's all I have for you from this video. If you want to check me out on Instagram, the link will be in the description below. I've started posting quite a lot of the books that I get on there, so if you want to see some of the comics that I've picked up that I haven't shown on video, please check me out on there. Also, I'm almost ready to start my 101 plus subscriber contest. If you go on my Instagram page, you'll see some teasers there, also on the Comic Book Fanatics Facebook page. Here's some more of the prizes that will be in the contest. The prizes in the contest will be from comic series that I personally like, or covers that I enjoy. So if you watch my channel regularly, you'll know what I like, and you'll have a good idea of what will be the prizes for the contest. There'll also be some cool signed stuff. I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who's watched this video. Please like and subscribe if you already haven't done so. A big thank you to all my subscribers so far. Thank you to Marty and Ray Jr. from Comic Book Fanatics for letting me on their show again last Sunday. I really appreciate it. If you haven't checked them out, the link for that will be in the description below. That's all for this video. Keep reading them comics. Peace out.